Hello dear students, I'm your Nagaraj sir. Let's take up one of the important grammar items today. The item is articles. Articles. How many of you know what are articles? Can anybody tell me or define articles or what is an article? I'm sure everybody knows what is an article, what are they. If I ask you which are they, otherwise which are articles, everybody will tell me they are a, an, the. Am I right? Everybody knows. No doubt these three are articles in the English language. But do you know the grammar of these three most important words? When I say most important, what I mean is these are the three words which we repeat whenever we speak English, whenever we write English, we repeat. Otherwise, we use them repeatedly. That's why you should know when you speak English, you should know where to use, where not to use, how to use articles. They are of paramount importance. Take it from me, they are of paramount importance. They are very, important. That's why let's learn articles, where to use, where not to use articles once and for all. Take it from me, my approach to them or understanding them will be different. You might not have come across with the approach that I'm going to share with you. You may not see the same anywhere, not in your books. That's why I need your rapt attention. Okay, I'm here to break all the important aspects of this item down. I'm here to make you understand articles once and for all. Take it from me, you will not want to learn articles in your life at all if you listen to my presentation. I'll take 15 to 20 minutes, and in the time I'm sure I'll make you understand articles well, and I'll let you know where to use them, where not to use them, when you need, otherwise when it's necessary. Otherwise, when you speak English and when you write English, the dangers they pose. Why do everybody go wrong? Okay, why does everybody go wrong? Why does everybody go wrong? For many, take it from me, for many, articles are hard nuts. They are very difficult. People don't understand. People don't know when to use them properly. That's why I'm here to make the same difficult task, easier one. Now, I want to tell you in Kannada, ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬಿದ್ದುಕೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಟೇಬಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪುಸ್ತಕ, ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಹೌ ಡು ವಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್? ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಬುಕ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೇಬಲ್. Now, I'll write it for you. There is what? There is a book on the table. I'm sorry. On the table. Look at this. There is a book on the table. Look at the two articles used. Now, to define or to understand articles, okay, let's take this example up. Let's understand it. Okay, there is a book on the table. A book on the table. Now tell me, what happens if I erase? If I erase A, if I erase the, what happens? Remove them. There is a book on the table. If I remove them, what happens? There is book on table. Now what's wrong with this sentence? Is the sentence understandable? Can anybody understand without these articles? Yes. The answer is yes. Am I right? There is a book on the table. There is book on the table. There is no much difference. Am I right? Now, what happens when you use a, when you the? First and foremost, there is book on table is grammatically wrong. It may give you sense. You may get its sense since you are a human being. You process languages. You are in a position to understand situations. You have common sense. You have brain. All those things work, That's why it's because of your language sensibility that you are able to understand. That's a different thing. Understanding is a different thing. But it is not a question of whether you understand or not. It is a question of how a language is to be used properly. A language is when it is proper. When it is not, a language is not. That's why it's not good language. It's not grammatical. So now, what has brought grammar to this sentence is, what has made this sentence grammatical is the words. Without them, I'm sure the words may give meanings, because every word has its own meaning or meanings. That's why it's possible to accumulate all the meanings of the words and later and the one meaning of the sentence. It's possible. But is it grammatical? Is it a language? No, it is not. Now, why has the noun book taken the article a before it? Ponder over. In the same fashion, why has the noun table taken the article the before it? This is what we have to ponder over, and the process goes on. Everywhere, whenever I use, if you check my language, you see the use of otherwise articles in my language. Every time. Okay, it's when I speak, it's when I write, I use these articles. Now tell me, why do you think these nouns, first and foremost, these nouns, not adjectives, not prepositions, not conjunctions, but only nouns have taken the articles? Okay, the two words I'll write again, them for you. It is the first session is about its definition, the conceptualization, otherwise a concept understanding, and later we'll go to other things like when to use, when not to use, the important aspects which are to be digested, okay, before we start using articles, before they start appearing in our language. Okay, we'll try to understand the concept, what they have for us, what is there inside them. Okay, we'll break everything down, we'll break the words, okay, one by one we'll understand. Okay, now a, and, the. Okay, these are articles, only these three words are articles. Now the examples that I took, otherwise I have taken, are a book, the table. Okay, the structure. In fact, this is what you have to do, what you have to call a phrase, because whenever there are two words, it's called a phrase. Okay, whenever, okay, it may have its exceptions. A phrase may have its exceptions, but I'm not going to discuss exceptions in connection with phrases. Okay, now when you have more than a word, one word, what happens there is a phrase. That's why, look at this example. A book is not a word. A book is a word. A is a word, you may call. For the time being, we may take it for granted. We may call a or a what? A word. Okay? Book, another word. Together, a phrase. Now, whenever there is a book like structure, the structure is article plus noun. Am I right? If you don't understand, I'll write it again for you. It is n. A plus n it is. Article plus n. In the same manner, the second example that I have taken, the table. The table. Am I right? Again, the same, it's mathematical, dear students. Okay. Now, article, that's why I'll write a, and next plus noun. What happens? It's a phrase, am I right? Phrase. There are two words. Look at a plus n. In the second structure, it is the same. In the second example, it is the same structure. A plus n. Now, it has everything under the sun. We just have to have an eye for the same. Now, a book, not books. So, what a tells you is a as an article, it has its own rules and regulations. The words together go together. That's why I have used. it has its own requirements, it has its own limitations. Whenever there is an what is supposed to come after it? You should tell me. Whenever there is an article, you find articles there, I have told you already. Whenever there is an article, what comes after it is a noun. This has to be our understanding. So, whenever there is an article, what should happen? There has to be a noun, there must be a noun after it. Otherwise, an article has no meaning. Okay, look at, I have been making you travel through this journey, Journey is to understand articles properly. Okay? Now, whenever there is an article, what should come after it? Means, whenever you use a, you can't use I am. Okay, I am a. Can you, use I am a, or I am the, I am an. No, you can't stop there. You can't stop yourself there. What has to happen? There must come a noun after it. That's why I am a teacher. Am I right? Have I been able to follow? I am a teacher. I am a girl. I am a girl. I am a boy. Okay, look at this, these examples. I am a boy, I am a girl, I am a detective. Look at the structure. It is A plus N. Moreover, A tells you, you should use a noun after me. Now, what should be the qualities of a noun? A tells you, an article tells you. So, A, whenever there is a, there comes a noun, there should be a noun. That's why, first and foremost, you should understand, an article is, if you look at, I'll write 3 more examples for you. Okay, now, look at this example, these examples, a boy. Okay, these 3 examples are enough to understand what articles are. Okay, later the rules in connection with them. Okay, now a good boy. It has become God. Good boy. Look at only the phrase. Okay, I write again for you. Boy, a good boy. Next is a very good boy. Very good boy. Now, a boy, a good boy, a very good boy. Now, you just have to focus on what I have told you. What comes after A is always a noun, I have told you, am I right? Now, look at this, look at this example. After the article, the article A, what has come? Boy has come. Boy is a noun. Look at this example, the second example. After a, what is this? This is not a noun, but the ending of it is the noun. Okay. In the third example, article has come, but after it there is no noun. It's a different thing, you know. And later there is a different word, and the last word is a noun. Now tell me, what has happened so far is this. Okay, I'll write what I have written. Okay, give me a second. Okay, yeah. Now, a boy is equal to A plus N. A good boy is equal to A plus ADJ plus N. A very good boy is equal to A plus ADV plus ADJ plus N. Look at these things inside the phrase. Okay, the first structure A plus N, the second structure A plus ADJ plus N, the third structure A plus ADB plus ADJ plus N. What I am talking about, don't think it's a mathematics class, don't think so. I am not teaching you mathematics, okay. What I am teaching you is the concept and the definition, the basics of this item. These are essential things which are to be what I mean is which are to be eaten well, eaten properly, to use them properly, whenever we use a language without being without being hesitated, without losing our confidence otherwise. So an article is a grammar item, you may call, is something, otherwise is an aspect. Okay, where does it come? Usually, look at the order. Whenever there is a noun, there is an article, I have told you. Now, whenever there is a noun, there is an article. Whenever there is a noun, there is an article. There must be an article. Whenever there is a noun, there is an article. A plus N, an article plus noun. The first structure. The same structure is repeated. You see everywhere in your language. Now look at the second structure. A plus ADJ plus N. Now I have told you what is a phrase. A phrase is a group of words. The second one, okay, has started. The phrase has been started by an article, and it has been ended by a noun, or it ends itself with a noun. A plus ADJ plus N. A article, but there has come in between there has come between A and N, that is an article and a noun, an adjective. It is allowed, it is possible. It happens in the English language. What happens? You see an adjective after an article, but an adjective can't come after an article, but it may come, it is allowed to come after it, but it should have a noun after it. What I mean is, okay, focus on. Article is allowed to be with an adjective, but what should be after the adjective is a noun. That's why a phrase which begins with an article should end with a noun. So whenever there is an article, the ending of that phrase is to be a noun. Whenever there is an article, the ending is to be a noun. Whenever there is an article, the ending is to be a noun. Article, the ending. Beginning and ending. Beginning of a phrase and the ending of a phrase. The beginning of a phrase is an article, the ending of a phrase is always a noun. Article, noun. Article, noun. An article, a noun. Article, a noun. That's why A plus N. The second is A plus ADJ plus N. I have given the example. A good boy, a bad boy. Look at the same structure. It is the same structure. An intelligent girl, an intelligent girl, an intelligent boy. Okay, look at the structure. The structure is the same. Now, the last one, A plus ADV plus ADJ plus N. Okay, look at the first phrase has only 2 words, A plus N. The second phrase has 3 words, A plus ADJ plus N. The third phrase has 4 words, but the last word, very important, the beginning and the ending. Beginning of a phrase, ending of a phrase. Beginning of a phrase, ending of a phrase. A, and look at the ending of a phrase, it is what? Noun. Between them, there are 2 words. There can be a word or 2 words. When there are 2 words, the first word is an adverb. Look at A article. What has come after the article? A, adverb. Very. Look at the example. A very good boy. A very good boy. Very good. Good is an adverb. Am I right? Now, what has come after adverb? A noun. So far, what we have seen is the idea that I want to share with you is an article. It doesn't matter whether it is an indefinite article or the definite article, it doesn't matter for the time being. We are not after the bifurcation, otherwise the classification of them. Okay, it is to understand them fully, completely. Okay, so whenever there is an article, there is a noun. Have you been able to follow? Whenever there is an article, there is a noun. Whenever there is an article, there should be a noun after it. That's why, okay, the whole idea has been, has been here, or can be seen through these 3 structures. Take it from me, 100% sure. Take it from me, have no doubts. Whenever you see an article, you see one of these structures. Whenever you see articles, you see one of these structures. It should belong to one of these structures. It doesn't matter where you see, okay, where you see an article, it doesn't matter at all. This is going to be, one of the innovative ways of looking at articles. I'm sure you may not find it one of your books or the books that you have at home or maybe in your library. Okay, this approach is totally different that you may not have come across at all. Okay, now what we are after? A plus N, article, a phrase which has begun with an, which begins with an article, which has begun with an article, should end with a noun. That's why we have A plus N, A plus ADJ plus N, A plus ADV plus ADJ plus N. Okay, all these 3 things, 3 structures, patterns, otherwise, are most important when you want to understand articles. Okay, I hope, or I'm sure that you have been able to follow the idea that have been focusing on, what I have focused on, the idea that I focused on is the beginning of a phrase is an article. When the beginning of a phrase is an article, a or an or the ending should be what? Noun. So at this juncture, it is possible to conclude that articles are for nouns. Articles are for nouns. Articles are there to help nouns. Articles are there to, add meanings to nouns. Articles are there to qualify nouns. Articles are there to make nouns highlighted. Okay, that's why articles are for nouns.